I mean, to see G4 and Lloyd, I guess I feel happy for them. You know, we're all like in this journey together, just to enjoying ourselves and doing what we love to do. So I feel good for them. I'm happy for them, but it's like a friendly rivalry. You know, it's fun. Just play against your friends and do what we love.
Not a bad way to look at it, I'd say. But
Yeah.
ladies and gents, once again, all summoners, welcome to Globe Conquerors Manila, the last day of the group stage before we see the four baddest boys of Southeast Asia take the stage at the playoffs come August 18-19 at Mo Arena. But before we head into the deets of game number 5, we're going to be introducing ourselves as the casters. Arctic, with me is Chisto.
And of course, Arctic, we're headed into this next match for Bigatron Esports. They're coming off a loss, unfortunately, at the hands of Kuala Lumpur Hunters. This next match has quite a heavy bearing for Archangel because if Bigatron Esports are able to take down Mega Esports in this one, it means that both and if Archangel are able to take down KLH later today, that means both Mega and Archangel are going to be tied for that second spot. So we get to see a tiebreaker between these teams.
Yeah, very interesting dynamic that we're working here. Looking at the standings that we have, Kuala Lumpur Hunters very comfy in their first spot right now, 4-1. Mega Esports following in their trail, 3-2. Archangel currently at 2-3, and Bigatron Esports at 1-4. Ascending and descending numbers that we're looking here.
Yeah, and of course, Arctic Mega Esports, if they do secure a win here, it means that they are also headed to the semi-final stage, and unfortunately, it will end the run of Archangel as far as going for the playoffs. So a lot of bearing for this match.
Oh man, I could feel the nerves. We're not even at the venue, but I can feel everyone's nerves right now. For the Malaysian fans, I mean, there's not really that much nerves to speak of.
Yeah.
Very clear that we're going to be having KLH repping for him at the playoffs. But for Archangel and Mega Esports, there's definitely a lot of tension as far as what lies ahead for them, as far as their dream of making it to playoffs. There's a lot riding on these last 2 games.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that, Arctic. Unless they have secured their spot, there's a lot of questions yet to be answered. But I do believe, guys, we are ready to head into pick and ban.
Oh man, let's get to it. Of course, drafting phase going to be all the more crucial at this point. Bigatron Esports, but already, if I'm not mistaken, they're already out of the run. But of course, if they want to kind of make things a little bit more spicy towards the end of the day, probably want to give that boost to Archangel to potentially force a tie if they can win against Mega Esports, and of course if Archangel can win against Kuala Lumpur Hunters. But let's head into it. The drafting phase. Zoe and Aatrox already taken off the board from both sides here.
Yeah, let's see what Bigatron decides to remove here. I'm expecting the Rise. Just as I was about to say, there has been the staple ban against Secret. He's been playing so well on that specific champion. What does Mega decide to remove? Will be the Pike. No Pike for this game. Bans are actually coming in pretty quickly here, Arctic.
Yeah, pretty decisive right now. Both sides knowing what they want to take away. Rise as well going to be taken off the board here. So a nice spread here from Mega Esports. But on the flip side for Bigatron Esports, clearly wanting to take away all the power picks from Secret, but a little bit of a switcheroo towards Golden Feet with that Varus banned as their third takeaway.
Let's see what Mega decides to go for with their final ban. Will be the Rakan banned away from Dreams. Bigatron Esports, you have a lot of options here. They can imitate what KLH did during their previous game and go ahead first pick the Nocturne, but there are a lot of junglers actually that are available. Talia as well, Trundle could be a consideration for Bigatron Esports. Did mention the Talia, there it is. Will most likely head into Zico's hands. Now, what does Mega decide to counter with this? I did mention there are a lot of top tier junglers, but they don't necessarily have to go for a jungler in this specific rotation of picks.
Wondering what they will go for, because a little bit conflicted right now. But for Mega Esports, looks like
Olaf for Mega Esports here. Most likely gonna head into the jungle. We did talk about this quite just briefly, that he could still pop up here into certain matchups. He does have the ability to run down the delay. Imagine if Zico doesn't get any sort of elite against the Olaf. There's not much that he can do against Heisa in a 1v1 situation, but The Jace gonna be locked in here for Mega Esports. Could go to Warlock, could go to Secret, who knows? Bigatron, they can't choose to go for bot lane here. I feel like since Mega already revealed a jungler and a solo laner, Bigatron might want to pinch the bot lane. But speaking of pinching the bot lane, will be the Kai'Sa locked away. Now what do they decide to pair with this? You want setup, you want utility to be paired with a hyper carry such as the Kai'Sa.
Wondering. Because, the Braum actually gonna be the instant pick here for Bigatron Esports so far.
Yeah, Braum is a melee support we haven't seen that often throughout this event. It's mostly Tahm Shen, and sometimes Alistar, but Braum is still pretty solid as a support. Does provide a lot of consistent crowd control for your team. I'm gonna go ahead and lock away the Jhin here. I'm not exactly the biggest fan of that Jhin in this scenario. There's still a lot of threat that's been picked on the side of Bigatron Esports. Of course, the Braum as well could block a lot of the damage
Agreed.
that Jhin does bring to the table, but he does outrange the Kai'Sa in lane, so that's one positive they can look out for. Mega Esports could just go for lane dominance with the Jhin. Irelia will be their first ban here.
Looks like we'll be focusing a little bit more towards the top side here. Shen gonna be the next ban away, not wanting to allow Mega Esports ways that they could take away from the passive of the Braum and the barrage of hits coming in from Bravo on this Kai'Sa. Mega Esports still contemplating on that second ban. It looks like it's going to be Orianna indeed from MT.
Okay, I'm expecting something such as a Tahm Kench ban if Bigatron Esports do want to go that route, or possibly a Morgana, because Morgana would effectively shut down the engage of that Braum now. Morgana is available. It does go fairly well with the Jhin bot lane, and I do believe what they just can't play that champion. Morgana would be the easier route to go here.
Wondering, looks like a little bit of a different
Tahm
idea.
Kench, though. So a bit more situational here. No Black Shield, will be the Devourer instead. That will provide protection for Secret. Still a question where the Jace might go. That is something that Bigatron needs to think about. Once they pick their solo laners, Arctic, they need to be confident either one of their selections can lane against the Jace.
Meanwhile, looks like there is a Gnar, however, we're switch around to the Singed.
Ooh.
Wow, interesting.
Singe is the champion we haven't seen in quite a while. He had his shining moments in competitive play in previous patches, but let's see what this Spade decide to bring. Okay. Trundle currently being hovered for their team. That will signal Talia going to the mid lane.
Last time I've ever casted a Singed game was, well, like through the collegiate scene of the Philippines. Or varsity league, should I say. So, interesting to see, looks like Bigatron Esports wanting to go out with a bang here in the group stage. Should they succeed with this Singed for... Actually, now that I notice, it's actually... Minky isn't going to be playing this last game.
Yeah, Minky's not in the way. They're still swapping around. I thought for a second, since Zico was hovering on the Kai'Sa, it would be a funnel, but that's something that's in the past. We're not going to see the horrors of funneling gold into a Kai'Sa.
I miss those days.
It's not going to happen, but the final pick for Mega Esports will be that Syndra. So it will be Jay's top lane into the Singed. Talia and Syndra in the mid lane would be very interesting to watch. For Syndra, as a control mage, very, very usually popular in competitive play. There was a recent buff to her early game damage. So laning phase is one part of the game where Secret can shine.
So with both sides locked in here, because how does a Singed mesh with this composition? Because
he runs at people, and he, in any composition, really, Arctic, what does Singe provide for your team? Just runs at people, flings them back, and just generally an annoying thing to lane against.
That was the first thing that kind of popped into mind when made me realize that Minky wasn't playing, because the moment a Singed was locked in, because we've been talking about how Minky being phenomenal for Bigatron Esports in most of their successful games, not just necessarily in Gold Conquerors Manila, but in general from the time that we have seen him make his debut in Southeast Asia. He's been repping with the carry champs, but once the Siege came up, it's like, okay, what's going on here? Spade's going to be playing for BTR. I would love to see how Spade could push for things here for BTR, though, because nonetheless, before we talk a little bit more about these two sides here, quick review of what we have drafted for these two teams. Let us know what your thoughts, of course. If you want to see Indonesia go out with a bang, hashtag BTR win, or if you want to see Thailand, take it one step closer, hashtag MG win. We'll find out, of course, as we head on to Summoner's Rift. And here we go. The chance of seeing a tiebreaker towards the end of this day lies in the hands. First up, Bigatron Esports. Can they take a game and end their group stage on a positive note, or will Mega Esports prevent them from doing just that and make things all the more easier for them into a playoff spot? Let's head on to the Rift to find out.
Archangel are the biggest fans of Bigatron Esports right now.
Yep.
Because if Bigatron drops here, that means they're effectively out, and the 2-0 that we earned earlier would basically be for nothing. So the effort will all be lost. So Archangel definitely going to be cheering for Bigatron to win this match.
Oh, interesting here. So both sides, again, going for a little bit more defense here. Oh, Zico actually gonna get considered in. It's actually Warlock, though, that
Somebody's
finds
gonna
himself
flash
in an awkward position. Just all the more damage. Spear will come in, of course. Flash will be expended by Warlock at the end of the day. A lot of damage taken there. Not want to risk giving up first blood to Bigatron, but still not a bad scuffle there.
Yeah, Warlock face checking into Zico means he has to expend his flash. Jay's gonna have to play a bit more passively in the lane. Normally, you'd want to be the aggressor, being the ranged into a melee matchup. A lot of ghost poros in this game, Arctic.
Yeah. A bit of that purple smoke in the brush, but looks like jungle's starts will commence. Unfortunately, since Warlock did have to back away, Warlock wouldn't be able to support Heise here, so will be fending for himself.
Olaf doesn't necessarily need a leash. The lower you get, the higher attack speed you get, so you'd be attacking faster, actually clearing faster. It's just finding the balance between being that low to get the attack speed bonus. There is a ward that was placed earlier by Bigatron, as we have a bit of a pause here, guys.
Yep. Gonna take
Wonder
a bit
what
of a
that is.
breather. Interesting. So we'll find out in a bit what exactly is going on there. But yeah, let's go ahead and talk about these compositions a bit more, because the evident question that I presented earlier, the cinch. But on the flip side, let's go ahead and talk about what Mega Esports has going for them with this composition.
I like the Olaf pick. I feel like it's something that most junglers wouldn't exactly know the matchup, because as of recent memory, he hasn't been the most popular, so it can throw off other junglers in terms of where he decides to path or how exactly to play around it. But yeah.
So yeah, we're just waiting for the players to get things fixed on their end here. But of course, for all of you that are watching, welcome to the final day of the group stage for Globe Conquerors Manila. Imagine that. In a few days, 2 days to be exact, we are going to be seeing four of the baddest teams from Southeast Asia duke it out for that $100,000 grand prize from a $250,000 prize pool, plus a representation at 2018 World. So, of course, big bucket list objective checked off for whichever team gets that privilege of doing so.
Yeah, fingers crossed, Arctic. Hopefully, Archangel is able to qualify for the main event, because personally, I think if you're the host country and you don't have any of your representatives at the main event, it's not the best thing in the world. I'd still be so happy to be at GCM, but you'd want to see somebody from your own country.
Hopefully. I mean, yeah.
Just thinking about
it's like
it's kind of bad that Archangel's fate is sort of in Bigatron's hands right now.
Well, you know what? In my case, because last night I was thinking, okay, I won't be able to root for Mineski anymore. So my eyes right now are rooting. I'm pretty much rooting for Resurgence and KLH right now.
Oh, so you jump ship?
Unless Archangel makes it.
Unless Archangel... We have a traitor on the caster
Oh,
desk.
come on. I mean,
It's not good. It's not nice. Archangel still had hope.
they still have hope.
No. I don't. So there you have it, guys. Arctic is rooting for Resurgence and Kuala Lumpur Hunters.
And Archangel.
Archangel if they make it. That was actually kind of painful.
Yeah, but if Archangel makes it to GCN, then of course,
Yeah, we'll be Archangel's biggest fans.
all the way.
But like we mentioned, their fate is sort of in the hands of Bigatron at the moment. But if Bigatron does win this, they get to control where they go against Kuala Lumpur Hunters later today. So a lot at stake in this particular match.
I'd have to agree. Imagine that though. I mean, if you're Archangel, not only do you have to worry about needing to performing against the Kuala Lumpur Hunters in the last game, but at the same time, like 50% of your fate relies on Bigatron Esports needing to win this game.
That's not the best situation if you're a pro League of Legends player.
Yeah, like needing to rely like something that's out of your control.
Yeah, it's quite unlucky.
So we'll just have to see. I'd love to see a Bigatron Esports win though. Like I mentioned, Indonesia, massive support for them. So I don't know. It's just been a long number of days leading up to the big event.
Speaking of the days, I feel like our day now is complete considering we have another pause.
Yeah.
Yeah, our broadcast is complete.
Yeah, you know, you always have to have that checklist. Did we get a pause check? What was the pause for? So, okay, there was a little bit of a spike issue, if I'm not mistaken, from what I hear. So we're just waiting for things to be smoothened out from where the players out. You know, want to play on a good ping.
You don't?
No, you wanna.
You want?
You wanna.
I didn't hear that right, but yeah, you want to play on lowest ping available.
Yep. But with this game though, by the way, quick update for our players right now. They might be wondering because we actually recently had our new patch come out, but we're still playing on the previous patch for this particular tournament.
8.16, the patch where I felt like they just nerfed everything so everything would deal less damage, but didn't necessarily give buffs to compensate for that patch. And maybe I'd want to do a patch random, but let's focus more on...
Yeah, maybe when Worlds come, if we're lucky enough to cover it, and if they'll be playing on that patch.
And if Archangel would be there, or if they'll have a chance to actually get there and make it past groups.
We'll see. We'll see.
I mean, Mineski are already out, so it's kind of sad.
You know, I've learned not to get my hopes up when rooting for teams.
Yeah, we did. We had that mistake during the first 3 days. We were super excited, and then we won only 2 games.
First 3 days, I was weeks excited.
Yeah, and then 0 and 6 the dream happened.
Yeah, the dream. How about the
dream?
Okay, fair enough. I'm trying to look for a reference, but anyway, I can't really recall what reference I was gonna go for. But still, nonetheless, we're still waiting to head into the game. I know a lot of you summoners really want to get things going between Bigatron Esports and Mega Esports here, but yeah, I just need to wait a tad bit longer. But you know what? Let's go ahead and do a quick recap of which teams have already made it. So, as we've been talking about from the first group, our first seed from Group A is, of course, going to be
Ascension
Gaming.
The only undefeated team.
Yeah, actually.
It's going to stay that way. So, showing their dominance, of course, of first seeds from Thailand and second Resurgence as well. The other team you were rooting for.
Yep. So,
and Kuala Lumpur Hunters.
Kuala Lumpur Hunters along with Resurgence. So 3 teams so far. Still looking for that third team. Really depends on these last 2 games here. But I think we'll be going to a commercial break for the meantime. You know, just so that we could give you guys a breather as well. You know, get a snack, take a potty break if you need to. So, you never know. You know,
yeah,
I need to.
I'll follow that.
Yeah. So, ladies and germs, once again, thank you for tuning into our broadcast here so far. So to all our summoners out there, be sure to continue to tune in to see which of the teams will eventually make it all the way to build Conquerors Manila. But you know what? Before we head into the commercial break
Okay,
right here,
I'll humor anything.
yeah, because I just heard that there's a number of tickets left.
A number?
Yeah, like
Is this a specific number, or do I have to do maths
I
to
don't
solve?
really. Oh, okay. Looks
I
like
guess we're back.
yeah, will be no commercial breaks anytime soon. You know, I was kind of getting impatient. So luckily, the gods of Summoner's Rift have heard my players. Let's head back into it.
Alright, so is this number something I need to solve for? Because I
solve
hate
for-
algebra.
Yeah, I don't really want to get into mathematics either. A great percentage already sold.
Is that number 10 to Bigatron?
I'm wondering, is it gonna happen?
You know,
See.
we're not allowed to get excited, Arctic.
Yep, only Jinx maybe. She gets a kill.
I did not see that coming.
Yeah.
I kind of set myself up for it, but
Yeah, you did. You just walked right into it. But
not allowed to get excited.
anyways, heading back into this game right here. So far, no casualties just yet. Everything's pretty dead even. A quick recap of what has happened already. Warlock needing to expend his flash earlier upon a surprise. I wouldn't say just a surprise that he just so happened to walk into with the heavier numbers from Bigatron Esports. Needed flash to flee away.
He quite literally walked into that. It was a face check into a shove though. Will land on the secret.
Yep.
Not all rocks though from the third volley did land. Of course, not dealing AoE damage anymore. The minions kind of saving a bit there.
Luckily, not just in terms of the damage, the more damage that Secret could have taken, but MT a little bit lower in mana there, so couldn't really throw the full barrage of damage and trade off anytime soon. Secret, he is running Corrupting Potion, so easily gonna regenerate and find his own form of retaliation later on. Luckily for MT, did go for a little bit of a dodge, fancy footwork.
Yeah, level 4 on Cinder, you can't really chunk your opponent that heavily this early. Once level 6 comes, that's really when Secret is a big threat onto the Talia. For Secret did go for that heal, no ignite, so less kill pressure in the 1v1, but still you'd have to favor the Syndra against Atalia.
True. A lot of push-ins here coming in from Mega Esports, though. It will result to a few hits left and right here. Golden Feet and What the Jess are on a roll and landing the skill shots, getting quite the damage onto Bravo. Still looking pretty healthy in exchange, Mega Esports' bot lane.
Yeah, we did mention during pick and ban phase Arctic that Jin, even though he wasn't probably the safest AD carry to pick against what Bigatron already had, he will have a pretty good time in lane, having more range available compared to the Kaisa. Both Bravo and Dreams just have to be pushed out here, but speaking of being pushed out, will Hansa find anything? Just find the wolf camp.
Yep. Just gonna content themselves with a nice meal of wolves for breakfast in the jungle side of Bigatron Esports. But Spade in exchange here towards top side, taking quite the harass from Warlock here. It's really showing in his CS difference, 27 to 42, and Warlock is not slowing down anytime soon.
I'm not exactly sure what Spade expected to happen in that particular scenario, recalling in front of a Jace, eats an empowered shock blast.
Takes all the more time to make a retreat back to base. Looks like we'll be stacking up on those rings, though. Seals, rather.
Dark seals.
They look like, yeah, they look like rings.
You think about Lord of the Rings and the one ring to rule them all, but apparently now he has two.
Yeah, he likes that bling bling.
Have you watched Lord of the Rings, Arctic?
Yes, I have. My parents would always bring me to the cinema every single
Are you a fan?
installment.
Though? Are you a fan?
I was a bit too young to appreciate it, so I'm gonna have to probably watch it once Conquerors is over to appreciate it all the more.
You know, as a kid, I was a big fan of Legolas since he was the coolest guy. He had the bow and arrow.
The long blonde hair and the cool
And
getup.
he never get hit by anything.
Mm,
Yeah.
fair enough. Meanwhile, Spade gonna be Fling and Warlock here. Interesting to note, Spade is early on level 6 here. Zico did try to follow up, but the frozen domain was a clear signal for Warlock to mission abort in the trades. Meanwhile, trades are happening between MT and Secret at the same time. Take note, we're near the situation once again where MT, in the midst of spamming abilities, trying to get damage onto Secret, gonna lose out on mana sometime soon. Of course, Secret, with the Corrupting Potion, just gonna regen beautifully once again.
No, there are a lot of things I don't understand in League of Legends, and one of them is where Olaf, well, SKT Olaf, gets his computer whenever he recalls. Like, does he have internet? Does he have Wi-Fi? It's not plugged into anything. It just pops up.
Is he secretly Doctor Strange that could grab a computer from any...
No, he's technically raging because something's wrong with his PC. That's why you see him slamming the desk, but I'm assuming it's because he's not plugged into anywhere or his Wi-Fi isn't working.
Well, probably not much of a reception on Summoner's Rift, that's for sure.
Yeah, you gotta focus on... I don't know. What are they playing for? You gotta focus on killing your opponent and getting objectives.
Yeah, definitely. But anyway, blue buff. Okay, this is a nice solution to the problem I've been having with MT earlier. Spamming all the abilities onto Secret, not really leaving himself with any mana once he gets some real chunks onto Secret. So a blue buff pass on from Zico, definitely gonna help remedy that.
Yeah, part of the reason why MT was so low on mana every time he panned over to his screen is the recent change. The change is actually to Talia where your threaded volley doesn't deal AoE, but I'll have to hold off on that. Dreams is basically dead.
Oh, snap! Dark Spear, first blood will go to Mega Esports. Bravo might not be long of this world either. Flashes into his demise. And yeah, well juggled, well played by Mega Esports right there. Right place at the right time. MT, I don't think he can go for anything here. Probably just prevent the onslaught. That's going to be the connect coming in from Golden Feet. What the Jess going to get the slow as well. Another Dark Spear coming in. Burning away. Looks like Mega really wants in on that kill. Mega Secret is now on a killing streak. That ain't no secret, that's for sure.
See how Heise gets away from this? He's not. He's going to get chomped down by the Trundle, but going back. MT basically gave a freebie kill over to Mega Esports. The Syndra already has 3 kills, and this is an incredibly scary situation for Bigger John Esports. Syndra very snowbally as a mid laner when she gets her damage items, but there's an attempt here.
Yep, they're gonna try to go for it. Slowing down Golden Feet, gonna punish up on overstaying his welcome, but looks like the ticks inside Tom Kench's belly were just enough. Didn't even matter if he tried to go for the gobble up save.
Yeah, it wasn't a save right there. Just looked like...
Oh, Spade though not going to be making the journey with MT. Looks like both sides kind of forced to separate here. Choose their targets wisely. MT dealing as much damage as he can. Luckily, Zico was there to support MT for additional damage. That's going to be a kill onto the mid laner of Mega Esports. Big John Esports finding ways to recuperate.
Yeah, good trade right there. They will be rewarded with this Infernal Drake. Heise is running towards the area, but I think he is too late. Unless something like a Deadly Flourish could steal this. I don't think it's going to happen. It's going to be pointed somewhere else. Free Infernal Drake over this side of Bigatron Esports.
Yes.
They actually get something back, so good job right there. Not bad at all.
So still quite a bit of hope for either side here. Not really a distinctive lead, except for a tad bit of a goal difference in favor of Mega Esports right here. There is still the question of how BTR will fare as the later minutes go along, because I feel like this is another one of those scenarios where it's not as evident even with the trade-offs happening, but subtly Mega Esports is always going to have that better advantage in there.
What the Jess wasn't able to spot out Zico in the bot lane. Here comes the Trundle. There's no flash on the Tom Kench. I think he's dead.
Go straight for the dive in. It's time for the curtain call though. Coming in from the Jin. It's turned into a 4v3 right now. So all members of BTR are looking healthy. What the Jess still living to tell the tale. MT a little bit too late for the party, but can still try to salvage it though. Secret taking the full barrage from the Talia, but the Dark Spears are hurting like there's no tomorrow from Secret. They're going to turn to Golden Feet right now. That's going to be the save from What the Jess. Secret, can he make it out alive on his own? Though that's going to be the slow coming in from Dreams. MT not able to follow up just yet. Dreams not wanting to get kited right there. Looks like he's going to go for mission abort. That's going to be a throw of skills from the Talia. Secret still rounding around. Looks like we'll continue the chase right there. Going to slow down the members, but still luckily enough, that's going to do the trick for MT as he gets the kill. But still, interesting trade-off at the end of the day.
Yeah, seismic shove means that he will go down for sure in that situation, but that was still very scary for both MT and Dreams. See the hesitation then stepping forward against a Syndra who had a lot of mana to work with. Spade just gonna get bonked by Warlock. Easily picked off. Tower as well gonna go down to the side of Mega Esports, so that will open up a massive lead in the top half of the map.
Yeah, Warlock is angry at this point. Not gonna have it anymore after 2 consecutive defeats today. And it's really shown in the CS difference. You know, double-edged sword by choosing the Singed for Bigatron Esports.
No, Singe is something that we weren't exactly sure what was gonna happen, but right now he's 0-2-1, building towards what could be a potential righteous glory. The positive thing here though is that if the top half of the map does fail for the side of Bigatron Esports, at least Warlock has a point of this game where he does fall off on that chase. He's not exactly the most effective champion when it comes to the later stages, but MT is roaming down here. He's pretty fast on Atelier. He does have Weaver's Wall.
Are they gonna go for it though? I think there is a bit of caution coming from Mega Esports. Can Golden Feet make it over? Yes, he does. A little bit, took a bit of a while for MT. I'm not sure if his ultimate only just came off of cooldown, but more action happening here towards the top side. Heise starting to speed his way through. Zico will join the fray as well. Gonna get a few hits of that bat onto him. Secret joins the fray as well. Warlock getting a nice hit there onto Spade and Zico. Numbers aren't looking in BTR's favor towards the top side, but see what's happening down here, because looks like they want to try to go for something here. Golden Feet dedicating his hits onto Dreams. Dreams very low on mana, not able to really go for anything else, even if Bravo does.
Okay, so no kills happening in the bot lane, just a bunch of summoner spells and ultimates burned on the side of Bigatron Esports. Top lane though, they had a bit of a fight, but nothing exactly happening. Warlock already has a massive lead over his matchup. Just Singed. He's running out of effectiveness right now.
Yeah, not really feeling that Singed lately. And
he went somewhere though.
Okay, looks like he's gonna go for the try this time around. Gets the slow onto Golden Feet. Gonna abort though with Warlock teleport, and I'm gonna go where you are, buddy boy. But still, BTR gonna try to go for something here. Numbers still aren't in their favor, but looks like with Dreams equals out the scoreboard. 4-on-4 right now. Golden Feet take quite a bit of damage there. What the Jess, forced to flash away to avoid damage himself. And still though, with one casualty from the side of BTR, I'd say that's still a mega win, even with summoner spells expended and all.
Yeah, it's a bit over-eager by Spade. Nothing really he could do there, even though he teleported with the flank, not able to fling anyone back. So no kills to the side of Bigatron Esports. Warlock also teleporting. It means that the big advantage that Mega has in the top side will be available there. So we go back to Olaf's computer.
Yep, pretty much. I'm wondering though, with a lot of summoners expended from Mega Esports in the midst of things, can Bigatron Esports find an opening at least? Because, like I say, as the minutes go by, Mega Esports' goal difference is slightly creeping up.
It is getting slowly higher. Bigatron though, where do they go with this? They have one item completed on their Kaisa. Stormrazor is the go-to right now. And then possible Gensu's Rage Blade. If Bigatron Esports are able to put Bravo in a position to carry, then I like their chances in a full-on 5v5. But there's a lot of damage on the side of Mega Esports. It's going to be up to Dreams on whether or not he can protect the Kaisa from things such as the Syndra ultimate and an Olaf running straight at her.
Ooh, meanwhile, looks like a bit of a scuffle here for that Scuttle Crab. Spade trying to be the annoyance that he can be on the Singed, but hasn't really been working out for him so far. I mean, let's go ahead and compare itemization between these top laners here, because Spade, in the midst of needing to get double Dark Seals to boost up his potion, Yautza ultimate, a pain in the hiney for MT, goes down to that Syndra. Very, very well fed right now, 5-2-1.
Easy setup there. Oh, Bravo has a flash.
Yep, that's going to be the flash
chase
away.
down though.
Oh, will Dreams be the sacrifice here? Going to get slowed down, gobbled up by the Tom Kench. Heist going to continue to go straight for Bravo there. Dreams maybe the next to follow. Double kill for that Olaf. Spade Can he do anything here, though? Just gonna try to do Singe things. Zico will join the fray as well. 2v3 right now. Heise a little bit on the lower spectrum of health. Could easily regenerate that, though, once he starts clobbering onto the members of BTR. Turret. Looks like Mega Esports trying to look for an opening to siege. We'll just abort for now, and that will be another victory for MG.
Yeah, Mega Esports are going to follow the first rule of League of Legends, which is don't chase Singe. There was a tower there as well to dissuade them, but going back to that, that was a really smart move by What the Jest to devour the Braum, trying to body block for Bravo, meaning that the curtain call shots were able to deal damage to the Kaisa and take her down. Smart plays here by Mega Esports. They are really moving closer to securing their playoff spot.
Agreed. And it's just looking all the more grim for Bigatron Esports as it builds up. I mean, sure, there's still room to get there. It's just that by history, I mean, Mega Esports is known to continue to build up from where they're at, and it really shows in the gold spread here right now. Not a single person from Bigatron Esports is up in comparison to their counterpart. That is a massive statement from Mega Esports here.
Yeah. Solo laners for Mega Esports, very snowballing with the Jace and the Syndra. As for Bigatron, not exactly having the best effectiveness, but Empty's on the opposite side of his wall.
Yep. Gonna try to get Golden Feet right there. Save will come in from What the Just. Look at the full numbers from Bigatron Esports right now. Looks like they've had it. They're gonna try grouping up as a 5-man this time to try to get what they can.
Yeah, they're gonna try and force down his tower. It's still full HP.
I mean, with 4 members on that turret, it's a good done deal. Nobody from Mega Esports in the vicinity to contest that. That'll be a turret going down, but that goes to say, take note, Secret is pushing in that mid lane. So,
A lot of damage already.
Empty gonna join in. Well, might want to be careful though. Don't want to get that full barrage combo from Secret that could lead that to Leah's demise.
Yeah, Empty just gonna have to give it up. Mega don't exactly get the best trade. Secret he plays so aggressively, stepping right in front of this Braum.
Oh, is he gonna try for it though? What the Just is there to go for the save. Looks like that's gonna be the knockup right there. Mona Stasis, great timing as a Syndra pops her ultimate on the Braum. Looks like Bigatron Esports really intent on getting that kill. One more hit onto Secret, not reaching, but still Bravo managing to get that last auto attack for the kill. Curtain call gonna come up. Looks like this is gonna be sweet for Mega Esports as they go in for the fight. Marla finding low health targets in from Bigatron Esports' side. Mega Esports trying to go for more. Spade looks like will be their next target. The rest of BTR are forced to flee. Zico flashing away, might get held down by Golden Feet. Not going to be the case. Heise tries to go for the dive, but Dreams making it in the nick of night to prevent any further pursuit. But that was a messy trade-off back and forth.
Yeah, even though they were able to get the pick off onto that Syndra, Bigatron Esports don't have enough follow-up. They already burned majority of their cooldowns. Mega were able to find the re-engage. They got rewarded for it. Now, Mountain Drake gonna go over to their side pretty much for free.
Mountain Drake take right there. 6 and 13 on the scoreboard right now, but forget about the 6 and 13. Look at the score difference. Already nearing 10,000. We're only just about to hit the 20-minute mark. That is too massive of a difference for a team to get back into.
Yeah, it's looking very unlikely that Bigatron can come back into this game unless Mega Esports find a way to massively throw, which I really doubt. This game's looking close to a done deal.
Oh, but Mega Esports though, look at the spread that's happening so far. Shoves coming up top and mid lane. And with good reason, with Baron up right now, Mega Esports wanting first dibs on making sure that they have full control over this Riverside towards the top. Oh man.
They are laying down vision. Spade is way down in the ball lane, so he'll just be shoving it out. Warlock does not have his teleport available, so
saving grace here for Megatron Esports is that even though Mega Esports has this massive of a deficiency that they've put Megatron Esports into, at least by not losing out, this is probably looking on the bright side, but with inhibitors still up, at least they don't have to worry about heavy waves pushing in. What they do kind of need to worry about though, because they lost out on their second tier turrets towards top and mid respectively, that's a heavy walk that they need to make if ever waves start pushing in onto them, and Mega Esports times correctly to go for Baron sneakily.
Yeah, at this point, Arctic, I feel like it's just a question on whether or not Mega Esports is already confident enough to go for the Baron. But speaking of being confident, here comes a curtain call just to zone out Bigatron Esports from warding that area. Usually they're trying to do the buddy system with the Braum and the Trundle to try and get vision in there, but Warlock has been flung back. He's pretty fed on the Jace. He's gonna try to run here.
Yep, that's going to be the Weaver's Wall. Spade and Empty do make the journey. Warlock way far into foreign territory and just goes down right there. But that goes to say there is another casualty in the form of Zico.
I'd say that flash and killer instinct was a bit unnecessary from Bravo, but he did secure the kill. Really wanted to get the shutdown gold onto Warlock. And like you mentioned, Arctic, Zico did go down. Wonder how exactly that happened.
But still, I mean, a bit of a shame because with that distraction, Mega Esports could have gone for something in sacrifice of Warlock. Sure, they did get Zico, but I felt like there could have been more.
Are you saying they should have went for Baron?
Not necessarily.
More towers could have definitely gone down, but yeah, Arctic, Mega is playing pretty controlled here, and I see a bit of hesitation. They're really trying to secure their playoff spot, so not going for Baron means there won't be any throws at Baron, if you think about it. That is one way that BTR can get back into the game, but if Mega don't even go for that objective, there's no real way they can throw away their lead.
Taking it easy so far, and Rift Herald has been spotted towards this bot side, a little bit far off. Of course, that will give room for BTR to respond accordingly. But since that's a heavy push towards bot lane, of course, that's gonna mean less opportunity to try to keep Baron Nashor in check for the Indonesian squad.
Now, when does Mega decide to go for Baron? That's the question I have yet to be answered. Rift Herald will definitely slam this turret down. Even Spade can't exactly stop Warlock.
Yep, and there it goes. Down it goes. I guess the question is, can Mega Esports get a lot more value off of this Rift Herald? Because Baron Nashor has already been started by Mega Esports right here. BTR, they're on the go, but Secret, of course, gonna know that there's gonna be a response from BTR. Bravo just goes down in a flash, and of course, that is gonna make for an easy peasy lemon squeezy Baron for Mega Esports.
I don't think they're gonna get past Secret. He's so fed on the Syndra, basically deletes any hopes of Bigatron with the unleashed power. Bravo, the moment the Kaisa goes down, there's no way they're gonna win any fight. But speaking of fights, Warlock just have flash, but he's basically dead.
Oh man, Warlock has been suffering a number of deaths, but you know what? With the difference that they have at this point, can afford a few hits here and there.
Yeah, but the big thing here is the super fed Syndra on the side of Mega Esports. Secret really wants to secure their playoff spot now. Looking well and truly on the way to being a Mega Esports win. Question is whether or not BTR can hold out.
Not taking any chances anymore, Mega Esports. And I think with this, Golden Feet and What the Jess already trying to ward off any waves from Bigatron Esports to push out into Summoner's Rift. All a matter of time to just wait for Warlock to spawn.
You know, I wish something a bit more exciting aside from the Baron take would happen in this game. Because I just saw Syndra one-shot Bravo and it kind of felt like we expected it to happen, given the way the game has been panning out.
And you know, it's very textbook because, as you've been saying, a Syndra being locked in for Mega Esports, should it manage to build up to where it is right now, then it's going to be massively tricky for Bigatron Esports to deal with just that. And we're clearly seeing the struggle. I mean, carries whittle down from the full combo of Syndra, so I don't know, man. It's a tall grande venti order that BTR has to deal with.
I felt like we just craved Starbucks there.
Nah, I've had too much of Starbucks lately. Too much coffee.
Is that why there is the...
But that's why it's on my mind.
The venti reference?
Yes.
Speaking of venti, that won't be a venti engage.
Nope, not at all. It's a little bit short there.
I have a question though. Do they spell your name wrong at Starbucks?
You know what? I'm tired of it, so every time they ask my name, I just spell every single letter.
Do you use your handle or do you say Theo?
when I'm in an esportsy mode, I use my handle, but I'll have to stop you there, Chisto. Let's chat later because that's gonna be a fight right there. Secret actually gets decimated, but still, the rest of BTR, can they keep it up? Warlock managing to snipe down Braum there. Curtain Call is coming in. That's gonna be another hit onto MT. Looks like Spade gonna take the few hits, but it's actually Bravo that takes it. Take note, the key cards for BTR are still very, very low. Warlock goes straight in, tries to go for Spade, but still very heavy. Healthy members from Mega Esports. That's going to be the double kill for the Jin. It's only MT and Spade that survives. Can they hold the fort down, girl? Because Mega Esports really wanting in on this inhibitor. Golden Feet, taking his time there, but a few auto attacks would never hurt. Eventually gets that inhibitor. Are they going to go for a turn for more structures, though? But still, nonetheless, I think we can agree that's still a mega opportunity.
Yeah, why oh why would Bravo dash in with Killer Instinct directly in front of Golden Feet's Jin? You're gonna get popped by whichever bullet he chooses to shoot at you, and this is the objective Mega is gonna go for. It will be the Infernal Drake. Nobody's in the area to steal unless a stray Braum Kid. But let's go ahead and check out this replay of this fight. They immediately pop Secret. Gets slowed by the Trundle Pillar, means he can't get over the wall in time. Tom Kench arrives. But the seismic shove basically means is that the knockup as well prevented what the Jess from devouring the Syndra. And as this fight pans out, I'm not sure why MT decided to flash in this situation. Spade was already there to block for him, and Bravo dashes forward here. I don't understand why you dash forward in that situation. You can just dash to the side, and the moment Bravo dies, there's no more DPS coming from Bigatron Esports. He forced to give up their inhibitor.
Let's go ahead and check out what Mega Esports is going to go for next year, because top lane, it's a good done deal. Left open for the taking, but what's kind of left for the taking here, interesting enough, is the scuffle that's happening. Golden Feet and What the Jess get into a scuffle with the rest of BTR, but take note, action happens elsewhere in that mid lane where Secret takes down Spade.
Yes, Spade was trying to teleport, but unfortunately gets cancelled by Secret. The stun landing means he has to die. No magic resist on this Sin. It's built mostly armor. Underwhelming damage considering that James was fairly healthy, but what can Bigatron Esports take here? Their base is so in ruins. The stun landing! Oh, Bravo!
Snap, that damage coming in from Warlock. Bravo had to back away right away, but of course it's going to be Dreams that suffers as a sacrifice for Bravo to do just that. But I don't know, Chiso, this looks like the final stand with all 5 members of Mega Esports up and kicking. They're not going to leave it to chance anytime soon. They want to go for the finish. Bravo tries to barrage onto Secret, but it's not going to be enough. They're going to barrel down on Nexus turret number 2. Ladies and gentlemen, I think this is going to be it. Going to go for a few more last-minute kills there to get those KDAs. Pretty nice towards end. We have a clear next playoffs contender, I believe. Congratulations to Mega Esports, the 2nd seed of Thailand, taking it away against Bigatron Esports.
Yeah, Arctic, and with that victory, we've already locked in the 4 teams headed into the semifinals of Globe Conquerors Manila, just a few best of 5s away from representing Southeast Asia at Worlds. A well-deserved victory for Mega Esports, but with that win, with them securing their spot, unfortunately, it will mean that regardless of the results of Archangel against Kuala Lumpur Hunters, Archangel cannot qualify for the playoff stage.
Unfortunately, that ends the journey of both, not only Bigatron Esports, but Archangel as well. But massive congratulations to Mega Esports. Thailand has to be really happy right now.
Yeah.
2 representatives heading into the playoff, and you have to take note, there could be a possibility, depending on the results of our final game right here, we could have a Thai versus Thai team finals. But I don't want to picture the scenario just yet, because we still have that last game to determine. Because I think, if I'm not mistaken, there's still a chance of a tiebreaker to happen for first, if my math is correct. I think we'll have to check that later.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll just let Vulcan and Crazy Apple update you on that as we check it. But let's go ahead and talk about Bigatron Esports right there. What do you think was it from the drafting phase from the get-go? Because like I said, Sinjin's a double-edged sword.
Yeah, well, it kind of hit them back in that situation. I feel like Bigatron just were ready for that from Mega Esports. I feel like they just let things get too much out of control. Of course, very snowbally champions on the side of Mega Esports. You see Jason Cinder, you see once they are ahead, how much damage they can deal.
I guess that's it for now. Yeah. So congratulations once again to Mega Esports. Of course, kudos to Indonesia. Still, they'll be ending their group stage with at least a win against Archangel. I think that's an accomplishment as is.
Yeah.
Archangel kind of starting to build up, but when we come back, will that build up, even with no more chance to make it to playoffs, can they at least end the group stage on a high note by taking down one of the fan favorites right now, one of the strong contenders to become the champions of Globe Conquerors Manila, the Kuala Lumpur Hunters? We'll find out in a teeny tiny bit. But for the meantime, we'll be taking our leave as we pass it on to Crazy Apple and Vulcan to take the final game. We have been your casters. I'm Arctic. With me is Chiso, and this is the Globe Conquerors Manila final day for the group stage. Catch you guys for game number 6. My handle, but I'll have to stop you there, Chiso. Let's chat later because that's going to be a fight right there. Secret actually gets decimated, but still, the rest of BTR, can they keep it up? Warlock managing to snipe down Braum there. Curtain Call is coming in. That's going to be another hit onto MT. Looks like Spade going to take the few hits, but it's actually Bravo that takes it. Take note, the key goals for BTR are still very, very low. Warlock goes straight in, tries to go for a Spade, but still very healthy members from Mega Esports. That's going to be the double kill for the Jin. It's only MT and Spade that survives. Can they hold the fort down that suffers as a sacrifice for Bravo to do just that? But I don't know, Chiso. This looks like the final stand with all 5 members of Mega Esports up and kicking. They're not going to leave it to chance anytime soon. They want to go for the finish. Bravo tries to barrage onto Secret, but it's not going to be enough. They're going to barrel down on Nexus turret number 2. Ladies and gentlemen, I think this is going to be it. Going to go for a few more last-minute kills there to get those KDAs. Pretty nice towards, and we have a clear next playoffs contender, I believe. Congratulations to Mega Esports, the 2nd seed of Thailand, taking it away against Bigatron Esports.
Yeah, Arctic, and with that victory,